Welcome back, Low-Techs. I'm so glad you decided to come back for another video. And to all you new people out there who are checking this out for the first time, or welcome to the Low-Tech community. Consider liking and subscribing and hit that bell notification so that you can get notified for any other videos that I come out with. We deal in showing you the lies that these MLM companies are trying to sell you by diving into their compensation plans and their income earning disclosure statements. And the stuff that they try to pass off to you as potential earnings versus how hard they say you got to work for things like that is just terrible. But we got a special one today. Well, it's not really special. They recently in the spotlight because they held a giant conference in Las Vegas, Nevada, I believe at the MGM Grand, place where they have all like the pay-per-view boxing matches and stuff like that. MGM apparently has a mask mandate there and people weren't wearing it, so now it's considered a super spreading event. A lot of people have been coming back saying that they're now testing positive for COVID. So that's always fun. Now I understand that individual people are going to do what individual people are going to do, but you know, maybe be a little responsible, however your level of responsibility is. Anyway, that's not the main reason why I decided to pick Paparazzi for the second video. The first video, as you remember, was Asante Organics, and it was a relatively small, not small company, but their compensation plan, their whole process was small. This one is a lot more involved. This one has many layers. I think 12 to 13 different levels that you could advance to. They actually have an income disclosure statement that we're definitely going to take a look at. It's for last year of 2020, so we can get an accurate viewing of what the average individual who considers himself a consultant can expect to make, right? So now, mileage may vary, and also I'm not a financial analyst or advisor or anything like that. I spent many years working in the financial sector, 14 to 15 years essentially. And this is just me trying to help people who are struggling with their current financial situations, currently living paycheck to paycheck, or not even able to do that, and are looking desperately for different ways to earn money on the side. So I'm here to warn you off of these companies because, well, the FCC tells you you're not going to earn that much money, and when we do the deep dives into these financial statements and stuff like that, you'll learn that, yeah, you're not going to make any money off this. You're better off working, I don't know, you're better off working part-time or minimum wage somewhere. You'll earn more money than the majority of people earn at these companies in a month. So anyway, let's jack in. Let's dive in, shed some light on these lies. This stuff is getting harder and harder to stomach the more I dive into them. And I'm only on the second one. All right, now that we're here, I took the glasses off because it's just easier to do this with this. Now, we may put the glasses back on in the future when we do reaction videos or something like that to some of the compensation plan explanations. That way they can see themselves talking. It's just kind of a way for me to kind of punch back. But anyway, so Paparazzi Accessories. What is it? Well, apparently it was founded in, I think, 2010, and they had started the company then in 2010. They had about 75,000 consultants. So already right out of the gate, they sell jewelry. In fact, why don't we just go right ahead and look at what it is. So let's go ahead and switch over here. Already scheduled programming, right? Boom. So that's it right there. Paparazzi Accessories. Now, they like to showcase a fabulous, fun environment, right? They got all the stuff like it's a party atmosphere, but they sell jewelry. So the shop, and everything's $5, right? All their stuff is $5 unless you get retail or wholesale, which I think is $275 is what I was able to find. So you're spending $275. But it's your typical costume jewelry. I say costume because it's $5 and it's more likely, in my opinion, to turn your finger green or fall apart than it is to actually, you know, maintain or stand the test of time. So that's just an idea. And I'm showing you this right now just because I want you to understand the $5 price on here is a nice little seller, because this company does have a required purchase volume or personal volume per consultant once you get up into the part where you can start earning it, which means that you have to buy 25 items a month to get your 50 personal volume points. So if we go ahead and we move into, let's see, is this it here? Yeah, here's the compensation plan. But first, let's show you the kits, right? Let's go back to home. Go ahead and join, right? The team, join now. Boom, let's go ahead and become consultants. Now, they claim that you can earn 35 to 45% on commission on every accessory you sell. And they say that because they offer you the ability to earn the difference between the $275 that you pay per item versus the $5 that they sell and retail on their website. So right there, you're going to earn, a little bit. But how much do you have to sell? Like 35 to 45% seems nice until you realize that you're earning that off of small amounts, and you're going to have to continue to sell large quantities of small amounts in order to start turning a profit that way. So they also specify it's super easy, right? You find a consultant, pick a starter kit, start the party. Now they're big on the party aspect. So you've probably heard of or been to one of these things where your wife, spouse, significant other, partner, enter whatever here, was invited to one of these parties where they showcase a series of items that you can potentially purchase. Pampered Chef does a lot of these. A lot of these companies do these. Tupperware did one of these too, or did these two. This is a big thing because they want you to get that hype mentality so that they can get you to buy, because everybody else is buying. So here you go. So your starter kits are $99, $299, and $499. Let's call it what it is: $100, $300, $500. And what do you get for that? So $99 gets you 35 pieces of inventory, hand-selected to offer your customers a broad variety of the finest paparazzi fashions in every color. You get style snapshot, stylist tip cards. You get a necklace bust, 100 pink sales bags, paparazzi party planner, 25 display hooks, complete jewelry toolkit, 25 party invitations, vinyl window decals, so you can let everybody know that you sell paparazzi with your car, 25 receipts, 5 consultant enrollment forms, because this is an MLM. It is a pyramid scheme, because it's all about, well, my opinion, it's a pyramid scheme, because it's all about recruitment. That's how you make your money. So then 5 commission plan brochures. Oh yeah, 10 thank you cards, 10 frequent buyer loyalty cards. So you go up the next line here, you get $300 one, valued at $600. All the same things, just more of, right? But this time you get a ring display too. Ooh, careful now. You get a paparazzi party planner too, so you can better set your stuff up. That's my dog who's demanding attention. Let's see here. Yeah, everything else is about the same. Then you got your $500 one here, which is valued at $1,000 based on the jewelry items. 200 pieces of inventory, 5 style snapshots, 5 stylist tip cards, necklace bust, ring, earring, bracelet display. So you get, more stuff. Cool, I guess. 25 party invitations, 5 consultants, but then you get the coveted convention ticket down here. So that gets you into the big conventions in Las Vegas every year. That's the hotness right there. So now we know essentially what you have to spend up front, right? And like all businesses that claim that you have to have an initial upfront cost to start your business, that is true, but there are exceptions, and the exception is MLMs, where you're going to pay it in this stuff, but you're not going to get anything back. So if we go ahead and jump over to their compensation form. Now this is kind of small. Let's see if I can beef this up here. There we go. Okay. So we'll do this here for a little bit. So if you notice, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 layers to this business. So you have 15 ranks to climb through for this company. You have your typical consultant, which only has access to retail compensation and show rebate. Now, so okay, you get your retail. So retail profit is, as a paparazzi independent consultant, you're able to purchase inventory for your shows or parties at wholesale pricing, which we determined was about $2.25 or 75 cents, and sell that same inventory at the suggested full retail price, $5. This gives you an immediate 35 to 45% commission. So you're making 35 to 45% commission off the difference between $2.75 and $5, right? It's not a lot. So you will also receive retail profit on all inventory purchased by your personally sponsored customers through your replicated website. All retail profit earned will be calculated and processed once a month and paid through a regularly scheduled commission runs. Cool. Okay. That's consultant. That is your typical person. That is, you decided to sign up. You're not too keen on trying to recruit other people to it. You just want to sell the product and that's it. You want to host your parties and do your fun, right? Cool. So then the only option you have is your 35 to 45% bonus or your commission off of the items you sell. You also get your show rebate, which your show rebate is for those independent consultants who do larger shows. Paparazzi rewards you. When a consultant purchases 1,000 PV or more on a single order, a show rebate of 10% is processed and included in that month's commission check. Okay, what's PV? That's personal volume. Paparazzi compensation plan uses points instead of dollars when determining commission earned. Personal volume, PV, is assigned to all commissionable products at the rate of 2 PV for every $5 retail price. Each standard accessory has a value of 2, while each collection necklace carries 10. So you can purchase at wholesale and resell. So they're hoping that you sell it for $5 and that earns you your PV. So if you move up the rank to star consultant, you now have a requirement. You now have a personal volume requirement of 50 PV. So if we go by the same math here, 2 PV is one $5 purchase. So do the math on that. Actually, why don't we just do the math on that? 50 PV, right? So we got $5 for 2. So what, $25? You have to spend about $25 according to this to get PV. That's disgusting. The next one on the list is the director. Now you're starting to move up in this rank. The director is 50 PV, right? Now, maybe a little tight on my screen here, so I'll read it to you. It says, part of this is organizational requirements. So you have your standard 50 personal volume requirement, as well as now you have a requirement for your organization, which that requirement is 3 personally sponsored active consultants. It's got a little asterisk, which if we go over here, to be active, a consultant must purchase a minimum of 50 PV within the commissioned period. So your commissioned period is your calendar month. So your consultants have to have at least their own 50 PV requirement. So you have a 50 PV and then your people under you, 3 of them, have that 50 PV as well. It's kind of shady, right? But that then gets you access to BBB, which is every time you personally sponsor or enroll a new independent consultant into Paparazzi, you will earn 15% of their initial starter kit purchase PV as long as you are active. So you just get 15% of their initial purchase kit one time, right? One time, because you can only buy the starter kits one time. So you get your show rebate, right? You get your show rebate, you get your retail, you get your BBB. Now you also get something called a uni level. Well, what's a uni level? A uni level, earn up to 3 levels of commission on your team of consultants as you progress through the paparazzi ranks and commission plan or compensation plan. Earn between 5 and 10% of your organizational activities just for supporting and training them in finding their own success. Your first level includes all of your personally sponsored consultants. When you personally sponsor consultants, sponsor new consultants, of their own, it creates your second level. You can have an unlimited number of levels within your organization by continuing this pattern. See rank and bonus chart. So yeah, if you recruit somebody, then they recruit somebody, then they recruit somebody. You've heard that before, right? Yeah, that was on the FTC MLM scam sheet, right? The one we were talking about. Oh, that's not it. Here we are. You know two people who know two people who know two people. Right here. Find two people who find two people. Research what distributors are saying. So, yeah. That's just great. So then you move up to Premier Director. Now this one gets a little bit more hairy because now you have a 3000 OV, which a 3000 OV, it's got a little asterisk beside it, which says that indicates that no more than 1/3 of the required OV can be generated by one leg of the consultant organization as it pertains to rank qualification. So if you have your 3 people who then in fact have their own 3 people, and only one side of your 3 people, like one of your 3 is doing well and is kind of covering all things, you don't get the bonus. That 3000 OV or operational volume needs to be from everything, right? That has to be from all of your people, all evenly split for you to qualify. But you get your 10% unit level and your 2 5% unit levels, because then they have a person who has a person who has a person, right? So there you're starting to earn some money. Okay, 3,000, that might be doable, right? That just means that your people are hustling. Cool, all right, no bigs. So then you move over to Executive Director, which now this jumps you up from 50 PV up to 100. So right there, that's already costing you more money per month out of pocket. You also have an organizational requirement of 6,000 OV, which means that your people now have to bump up even more in their organizational value or volume. Plus, you still have to have the 3 personally sponsored active consultants, so that's not new. You get your you get your retail, your rebate, and your business building bonus. And you get your 3 unit levels, plus you start getting generation. What's a generation? Generation bonus, as you begin to develop stronger leadership within your team and qualify as an executive, director, or higher, you can earn additional bonus on up to 3 generations of your organization. So then you've got your first 3, your person, who has a person, who has a person, then that person has a person. That's your generational now. So now you're starting to earn 1% on your generational, right? That's crap. 1%. So hey, look at this. 21% total, right? So then you get up to producer. Now you still have your 100 personal volume, 12,000 operational volume, and you get your generational bonus jumps up to 3%, right? As I specified here, a generation begins at every executive director or higher and includes all consultants down to and including the next executive director higher below, see rank and chart, right? So cool, that bumps up. So then that goes from 21 to 23%. And so on. So then you have executive producer or premier producer with 25,000 required operational value, 40,000 on executive producer operational value, and your second level of generation 2. Then you've got fashionista, which then 75,000 operational volume requirements. But you get into your legacy bonus now, legacy 1. Now, what is legacy bonus? As an A-lister or higher, you can earn an additional 1% to 2% on the volume generated in up to 3 legacies within your organization. A legacy is created when you become an A-lister, and it includes all consultants down and to including the next A-lister or higher below you. See rank and chart. So legacy bonus means that you have A-listers under you too. So you've got people that are just as dedicated to this as you are, right? Maven, A-lister, 250,000 operational value. That is just disgusting. You're pushing. Now think about this logically, right? That's points earned based on sales of jewelry. This is $5 jewelry, right? So this is an obscene amount of jewelry that has to be pushed every month for you to qualify for these. Every month. So that's just the bare minimum. right? That means that you've got your foot in the door in that area at 250,000 and so on. Jet setter, 100 PV, 500,000, 500,000 OV requirement. Think about that on how much you've got to push, how much time you've got to put in, making sure your entire downline is stepping to and keeping line. Now, mind you, all of this has to be done equal parts for your entire team. Not one part of your team, like not one of 1/3 has to be able, like you all have to do it. Then you get over to Lux Jet Setter, which then your personal requirement jumps up from 100 to 250. That's how much points you have to generate yourself, 250. And your team has 1,000,000. 1,000,000. That's so much stuff. And you get a special caveat now. This indicates that no more than 1/4 of the required OV can be generated by one leg of the consultant's organization as it pertains to rank qualification. Yeah, again, it has to be even. All 4 parts of your organization have to be pushing through this. And then, of course, Iconic Impressionista at 3 million OV with 250 personal volume requirements, but you get to earn 1% and 0.5% on your infinity bonus, which we didn't talk on that. Let's check that out real fast here. What is an infinity bonus? As a Lux Jet Setter, you can earn an additional 0.5% on the volume generated from your entire team, down to and including the next Lux Jet Setter or higher. When you reach the rank of Impressionista, this payout generates increases to 1%, and access to a second infinity bonus of 0.5 on the volume generated between the first Lux Jet Setter or higher and the next when you become an Iconic Impressionista. There is so much to unpack with that if you think about it. Like $5 jewelry, and you are busting yourself every month to make sure your team is pushing it out, you're pushing it out, all these things so that you can earn that percentage, right? Compensation plans, I mean, they couldn't be more clear about how much you will not make, right? Is there people currently at all of these levels? Yeah, there are. What does it take to be at these levels? I don't have it. There's no way I could sell enough and to build a team large enough to become an Iconic Impressionista, right? That's just not in the cards. And that's not in 99.9, well, I wouldn't say 99.9, that's not at least 95% of the people. I would even go as far as to say 98% of people in this company don't have that kind of level. I would say 98% of people can't even make it past executive producer. Well, we can also then turn around and look at the compensation plan for 2020, which tells us exactly what percentage of the company is making what as per last year. So yeah, this stuff is, I don't know how people, like, looking at this, when you're living paycheck to paycheck, when you're struggling to pay bills, you're struggling to put food on the table for your home, you're dealing with COVID-19 and the fallouts for that, companies not paying you enough, but working you more, and turning around and saying, okay, I want to start my own business. This looks like what it is. They look like they're having a lot of fun. Let's follow up with this. To sit back here and say, okay, I have to then pay them money for personal volume. Now, personal volume too, let's think about it like this. Sure, the first couple of months might be kind of cool. You've got a bunch of different types of jewelry to wear to different situations, friends party, game nights, whatever. But eventually, as you're building this stuff up, because this isn't like 1 month to month to month to month, like this stuff takes a long time. You're not just going to jump from star consultant to premier producer in 6 months. I mean, sure, there's probably people who could, but the average American or the average person is not doing that. So you're going to have a ton of inventory. And if you're having a bad month and you just can't sell it, you've got a ton of extra stuff. How long do you start adding in, or how long until you start adding in costs for storage for this stuff? You know, your tubs, your drawers, your sectioned off like 3-tier drawer system type setups, like all that stuff has to take into consideration. I mean, I guess one argument could be made, how much of this can I write off since it's technically a business? That's something you'd want to talk to a tax professional about to see if you are involved in this. Maybe there's a loophole there. Okay, maybe. I doubt it, but maybe. So let's go ahead and transition from this ridiculous compensation plan and switch over to the income disclosure statement. I got to warn you, this is going to be hard to watch. It's going to be hard to see, right? So right off the top, independent consultants have the opportunity to purchase accessories from Paparazzi at wholesale prices and resell these products to consumer consultants who are rewarded for retail sales of Paparazzi accessories with a 35 to 45% gross profit from each item sold. Consultants can be rewarded through various bonuses by sponsoring or enrolling new independent consultants. Income earned by a consultant will vary depending on the time, dedication, and effort a consultant puts into their paparazzi business. Succeeding as a consultant requires hard work, and there are no guarantees of success. However, there is real income potential for those consultants who dedicate the time, effort, and commitment to develop their customer base for paparazzi accessories. And sponsoring and mentoring others to do the same. Oh man, it's terrible. The amounts listed below are calculated exclusively from bonuses paid to consultants by Paparazzi as determined by Paparazzi compensation plan, does not include retail profit. A consultant may have earned from the resale of accessories purchased by the consultant at wholesale and sold at retail. Chart also excludes expenses incurred by a consultant in operating and growing their business. Okay, first and foremost, if you are a paparazzi person and you're sitting here looking at me and laughing and saying, hey, this is ridiculous, you're trying to downplay it, and I've made lots of money, I challenge you to provide me with just your product sales earnings for the year or for the month, however you want to play it. I want to see what you made just off of your product sales. No consulting bonuses, none of the other compensation stuff, just the 35 to 45% of the items sold. That's what I want to see, because you can't tell me you're going to make money, especially looking at this. The consultant, which is 4.39% of the company, highest monthly paid bonus, these are bonuses, $99. Lowest, 10 cents. 10 cents. The average, I love how they have the average here, $12.38 a month in bonuses. So if you're doing gangbusters selling product, you're going to make a lot more than $12.38 a month, right? Only 4% of the company is there. So then you've moved up and you're now a star consultant. Star consultant is 69, basically 70% of the company. Highest monthly earning is $1,736. Okay, that's not terrible. You could do with that. Lowest, 10 cents. The average, $23.90. The average person is making, in bonuses, $23.90 a month. Could you live off $23.90 a month? No. Now you're a director. Now, if we remember, the director has a personal, actually, he's a star consultant. Now you have to purchase. Okay, so let's go back to this here, okay? So your star consultant at $23.90, you still haven't earned your starter kit back yet. Now, I know this doesn't count for actual jewelry sales. Still waiting to see that. But I can't go off that. Going based off the compensation plan and the income disclosure statement here. You haven't made your $99 starter kit back yet, right? So, okay. And it's now costing you money per month. Okay. It's now costing you 50 points. So it's going to cost you about $68 a month if you're doing the 2.75 that you purchase for 25 items for that, right? So, yeah. $68 a month on top of the $99 that you paid for your starter kit that you still haven't earned back yet. And you're earning $23 in bonuses. Director, 18% of the company has moved past star consultant and is now into director, with the highest paid monthly at $10,134.30. That's big money, right? You see that and you think, oh yeah, that's where I'm going to be. Average individual monthly is $186. Now, there is a huge dollar difference between the highest and the average, right? Let alone the lowest. Like, you expect a big difference between the highest and lowest. But from the highest to the average, and we understand how to do averages, right? Like, just in case you're concerned or not too sure about how to do averages, we're going to jump over to Indeed, because Indeed has this cool little thing right here that I've got highlighted. It says, average equals the sum of the set of numbers divided by the count, which the number of the values being added. For example, say you want the average of 13, 54, 88, and 27, and 104. Find the sum of the numbers, so you add those numbers up, which equals $286. And there are 5 numbers, so then you take that 286 and divide by 5 to get 57.2. So that's the total number of consultants' earnings for the company at that percentage, in that percentile, divided by that total number of earnings. Well, divided by the people who earned, and you get $186. That's average. You can't live off that. Sure, you've made your $99 starter kit back, but depending on how long it takes you to get to director, how many months of purchasing product do you have? How many 50 PV have you had to purchase? How many months of that, right? You're not making money. You can't. Premier director, 2% of the company, 2.88, I'll say 3% of the company because it's high, earns $587 a month in bonuses. $587 a month in bonuses. You can work fast food and make more than that in a 2-week period. You could double that at fast food for the month. At least then you could pay your rent, maybe, depending on where you're at. Car insurance, car payment, if those are expenses you have. Cable, if you have cable. Internet, everybody's got internet. Cell phones, yeah. Hulu, Netflix, all this stuff adds up. Are you able to pay your bills at $587.33 a month? No. Maybe if you're not the sole income earner of the house and the sole income earner of the house is doing quite well and this is just your fun money, sure, okay. But even then, how much time are you putting in to become in the upper 2% of the company? That's crazy to think about. Executive director, 1.87% of the company. Average earnings at executive director, $989.99 a month. So now you've earned about what one paycheck would be at a corporate office, at a call center. I mean, you're going to be putting in tons of hours anyway. You might as well get paid for it, get paid decently for it, make benefits, get a 401k, some saving retirement. Could you live off $989 a month? Maybe, if you didn't have certain bills. If you lived in a house that was paid for, you're just paying property tax and groceries as a single individual or something like that. But could you make it work? Sure, I guess, but you're not living fun. You're definitely not going to have enough to go to the convention. Sure, you made your stuff back and you're earning enough to cover your monthly cost. It's disgusting. Then producer, 1.14%, earns $2,000 a month. Now, you could live off $2,000 a month. You could do that. That's about equal to probably what you would earn at a corporate office, making around, I would say, 35 to 40K a year. That's how much after taxes you take home. So yeah, you could do that. You could budget for that. That's the upper 1.87% of the company. Most of you, and no offense, but most of you are not going to be in that 1.87% of the company. You're not. It's not going to happen. And then even more, Premier, less than 1% of the company, 4.43% of the company is earning $3,000 a month average. I'm not even going to talk about what the highest is because it doesn't matter. You're talking about the upper percentile of the less than 1% earning $26,000, $14,000. I do find it funny that there's $26,000 earned, but $14,000 in producer, premier producer, executive producer, same thing, $5,000, 0.2, all the way down to Lux Jet Setter and above at 0.01% of the company. Now I hear 0.01% of the company, I think, well, that's clearly management staff, CEO, and the seniors under that person. That's clearly who's making that $161,000 average a month. These companies don't care about you. They don't. They fill your head full of lies about how much you could potentially earn, when even their own income disclosure statement says that 69% of the current people, now mind you, in 2010, they had 75,000 consultants. I don't know what they're at now. I wasn't able to find the number of their current consultant base. 69% of 75,000 people. That's a lot of people. Are only making $23 a month in bonuses, and give or take maybe a couple hundred on retail sales, right? And that's being liberal. Even then, a couple hundred, so $223 a month, you're still, that's including compensation or commission. Yeah, you're not making anything. So let's throw it up to this. Here we go, right? Do your homework. Do you want to be a salesperson? Yeah, you're going to have to be. You want to make the big numbers. Do you have a solid sales plan? No. What are your income goals? Well, we've already seen what the income goals are on the compensation plan, earning these percentages, right? But these are the goals, right? This is the reality. I mean, goals, reality. That's how it is. Can you afford to risk the money and time? I can't answer that question for you. That's only going to be you. Do you have the money to throw at a company like this, buying every month, potentially not making your money back? It's up to you. I don't. I know that. So let's see here. What's a pyramid scheme and how do you spot one? Promoters make extravagant promises about your earnings potential. Now, extravagant promises, right? Compensation plans, how much you can make, all this stuff. Extravagant promises. Promoters emphasize recruiting new distributors for your sales network as a real way to make money. Yeah, right? Definitely. Look at all the bonuses that you get, the percentile bonuses, the retail, like all of this is off consulting. You get 3 options for non-consulting earnings. The remainder, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, the remaining 11 options are all based on recruitment earnings, right? That's where you make your money. Promoters play on your emotions or use high-pressure sales tactics, maybe saying you'll lose the opportunity if you don't act now, discouraging you from taking time to study the company. Paparazzi doesn't do that. All their stuff is there. All the stuff that I'm showing you is on their website. It's nothing new. I haven't come across an MLM that does that. I'm sure there are some that will, and I'm sure we will come across one that does that. But as of right now, it doesn't do that, right? So I can't fault them for that. But they got the first 2 pretty easily. Distributors buy more product than they want to use or can resell just to stay active in the company or qualify for bonuses or other rewards. It doesn't get more clear an example of this, right, than paparazzi. Here's what you have to purchase this. Your entire organization has to purchase things. Yeah. Worst part is, if you fail a month, you're back to square one. If you're a producer and you fail to qualify, you jump back down to executive producer, right? Come on. It's not worth it. So yeah, out of the 4 questions that are here, is paparazzi a pyramid scheme? My opinion, yeah. Are you going to make money selling paparazzi? No, you won't. The percentage of individuals who are actually going to do well in this company is so small that it's less than 1%, as we saw. You're not going to make it. 90% of you are going to be in that 68%, and 90% of you that are in the 68% are going to be in the average portion. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. These people grab everybody. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the financial statement for this. This is just crazy, right? This is what it is. I encourage you to do your own research on these things. If you're still thinking about joining this, please go to the website and read the compensation plan, find it for yourself, talk to an expert, try to talk to somebody who has already been a part of these companies or this company or the company you're looking at. Understand that the likelihood of you actually earning real money is so small, it's minuscule. Well, leave a comment. If you have anything you want to add to it, you know of anybody who was involved in these types of things, don't necessarily out them, but like talk about how much they had to stock up on product or something like that. I'm curious to know how much people accumulated item-wise before they finally said that's enough. One thing we didn't touch on is the return policy, which a quick cursory glance at the return policy specifies that you have 3 days to send things back, and they only compensate you monetarily based upon items that are damaged from damage either from the factory or from shipping. If you're trying to get out of the company and send your stuff back and hoping to get money back, it's not going to happen. They straight tell you it's not going to happen. It's limited. In fact, if you'd like me to do a deep dive into the return policy, it'd be a much shorter video, but I could definitely do it. Just leave a comment on there specifying that you do, in fact. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Not to mention, check out all my social medias down here if you want to reach out to me. I highly encourage you to do it. Like I said, the goal for my channel is to create a community, and let's do that. So, all right. These types of companies are going to try to flatline you. Don't let them flatline you. Don't let them do it.